Good morning, student. Today we'll discuss about the structure and function of mitochondria. You know, mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell. It is somewhat oval in shape, surrounded with double layer of membrane. The outer membrane is smooth, porous, but the inner membrane form some finger-like projections in folding that is called as cristae. So, who discovered mitochondria? What is its function? Let us see in detail here. Mitochondria. Mitochondria. So at first, mitochondria were discovered by Kolliker in 1857 discovered mitochondria. In 1857, Kolliker discovered mitochondria. Then later on, here this mitochondria was called as bioblast by Altman. Later on, Carl Benda called it mitochondria. So term mitochondria was given by Carl Benda. Mitochondria is discovered by Kolliker in 1857. It was called as bioblast by Altman. Later on, Carl Benda called it mitochondria. So discovered by Kolliker, but the word mitochondria is called by Benda. Now, where this mitochondria is found? Mitochondria is especially found in cell cytoplasm. In the eukaryotic cell, in plant cell and animal cell, this mitochondria is found in cell cytoplasm. It is oval or rounded in shape, just rounded in shape, oval in shape. It is surrounded with double layer. But here, suppose this is the externally, it is looking like this. But I would like to show the structure of the mitochondria internally, how it looks. Externally it is smooth, it is surrounded with the smooth layer, but the inner layer form just folding. This is outer layer. I have cut this mitochondria in such a way, and here just this is the outer membrane that is smooth, little bit porous in the mitochondria. But internally, this mitochondria contain folding. Internally, it contains the inner membrane form folding here. And if you will see the inner membrane of this mitochondria, this inner membrane undergo infolding and form cristae. This is cristae. So outer membrane This outer membrane is smooth. Outer membrane is smooth, but the inner membrane undergo folding. This is the inner membrane, and this finger-like projection that is called as CRIES TAE Christie, and on this finger-like projection some this oxysomes are present like this, several this type of structure are present that is called as oxysomes, and this is the site where ATP formation occurs. Here oxysomes, so many oxysomes are present, and here inside liquid material is present. That liquid material is called as matrix, and this structure is called as oxysome. So this is the ultra structure of the mitochondria. Mitochondria is just oval in shape, surrounded with the double layer of membrane. The outer membrane is smooth and little bit porous, but the inner membrane form some folding, finger-like projection, folding. This membrane is going to fold. This is called as Christie, and on the Christie some just node-like structure is present that is called as oxysome. And here inside the mitochondria, liquid material is present. This mitochondria contain its own ribosome. Mitochondria contain its own ribosome and DNA. It contains its own ribosome and it also contains DNA. So the mitochondria is called as semi-autonomous cell organism. Due to presence of ribosome and DNA, it is able to regulate the synthesis of some protein which are needed by mitochondria, and it can replicate its number also in the cell according to need. So it is called a semi-autonomous cell organism. But the mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell. Why it is called as powerhouse of the cell? Here in the mitochondria, the oxidation of glucose occurs inside the cell. Suppose here is the cell, in the cell, suppose here is the cell. In the cell, when glucose enters, when glucose comes, this glucose in the cytoplasm, this glucose get converted into two molecules of pyruvic acid. This process is called as glycolysis. In the cell, this is the cells. Inside the cell, this mitochondria is present. Here, this is the cell. In the cell, the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, glucose get converted into two molecules of pyruvic acid. Now, each pyruvic acid enters into mitochondria. This pyruvic acid comes inside the mitochondria, and here through the Krebs cycle, complete breakdown, oxidation of this pyruvic acid occurs step by step, and in the presence of oxygen here. That's why it is called oxidation. And during the oxidation, it releases huge amount of energy. That energy is stored in the form of ATP. So here in the mitochondria, oxidation of glucose occurs for production of release of energy, and that energy is stored in the form of ATP. In the mitochondria, where ATP formation takes place, if you will see this structure, here this outer membrane, inner membrane, here is the cista. On the cista, this ATP formation takes place. Here on the surface of this inner lining membrane, here the chain of electron transport chain are present. This electron transport chain plays important role in transfer of electron, then that electron loses energy and that is stored in the form of ATP packet. So let us see how this mitochondria going to store this ATP energy. When this glucose comes into the cell, it undergo glycolysis. In the cell it undergo glycolysis, produce very less amount of energy and 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, and each molecule of pyruvic acid enters into mitochondria in the presence of oxygen. Here complete oxidation takes place, and when complete oxidation takes place, then it releases energy. So here we can say suppose this glucose plus 6O2, it undergo oxidation, gives 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. And now what is the future of this energy? This energy is stored in the form of, this energy gets stored in the form of ATP. Now this energy is going to store here. Suppose here is the ADP, here is one phosphate, inorganic phosphate, it combined, then ADP, adenosine diphosphate, and this energy is trapped here and get converted into ATP, and this ATP energy is going to form. Again cell require energy. If cell require energy, then this ATP going to release one inorganic phosphate and release energy, and this energy which is stored here, this energy get converted into mechanical energy. Mechanical energy to do work. Suppose we are working, we are writing, we are moving, we are doing exercise. This ATP release one phosphate, release energy, get converted into ADP, and this energy get converted into mechanical energy to do work. Some amount of energy get converted into sound energy. Sound energy. Some amount of energy that get converted into biosynthetic energy. Biosynthetic energy, and some amount of energy that get converted into thermal energy to maintain body temperature. Some amount of energy that get converted into electrical energy, electrical energy. So this way, what I have told, in the mitochondria, at first the glucose comes into cell, undergo glycolysis, get converted to pyruvic acid, and this pyruvic acid enters into mitochondria in the presence of oxidation. In the presence of oxygen, it undergo oxidation, release energy, glucose 6O2, then it get converted 6CO2 plus 6H2O, then energy, and this energy is being used here, ADP plus inorganic phosphate to form ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and this ATP packet is present in the cell. When ATP release one phosphate, inorganic phosphate release energy, and lose energy, ATP release one inorganic phosphate and release energy, that energy get converted into mechanical energy to do work, to do exercise, for all this work. And this ATP, when release energy, some energy get sound energy to speak out. The some amount of energy which is released by ATP get converted into biosynthetic energy for synthesis of protein, other metabolic biomolecules inside the body, for the growth, for development, regulation of life process. And the ATP, when release energy, that get thermal energy to maintain body temperature, and it also release energy that is used for the transmission of nerve impulse, that is bioelectrical energy. So all the life process which are going to take place in our body, it requires energy. That energy is derived from ATP. This ATP, when get converted into ADP, it release energy, and that energy is being utilized for various life process. But from where energy is stored in ATP? This energy which is available during oxidation of glucose. When this glucose oxidizes in the presence of oxygen in the mitochondria, release energy. That energy is stored here, ADP and adenine phosphate to form ATP, and now this ATP release energy, and that is utilized for various purposes. So this way we can say mitochondria is powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is powerhouse of the cell. And mitochondria contain ribosome. It contains ribosome and DNA. It can synthesize some protein according to need. It can replicate its number. That's why it is also called as semi-autonomous cell organelles. So this is all about the mitochondria. But one thing I will tell you, here this ATP is going to produce at the oxysome. What is the oxysome? This oxysome is F0, F1 particle. This is the F0 and this is F1. This F0, F1 particle. Oxysome is F0, F1 particle. This is called as oxysome. This is oxysome. And here on the F1 particle, ATPase enzyme is present. With the help of that, this ATP is going to synthesize at the F1 particle. And this oxysome is present on the cristae of the mitochondria. So here in the mitochondria, energy is going to produce. That's why mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell. Thank you.